What was your not all heroes wear capes moment? I was 14 when all the boys in my class started gawking at the MILF who just moved into the neighborhood. She was blonde, had long legs, always wore a pearl necklace, and they were all convinced they had a chance with her. You see, she was constantly hanging out around the areas where all the trucks were, and some of the boys swear they saw her climb in and leave with smudged lipstick. Others claimed that she was arrested twice for solicitation, though the charges ended up being dropped. Well, I grew up in a conservative family, and even though I believed you should be kind to everyone, my parents told me that she was a terrible influence to avoid at all costs. So I got all my information from gossip and the curtain of my window. TBH, I expected to see her wearing those tight Ice Spice shorts, or at least the optical illusion flares. But every day she wore trousers and hoodies, even when it was 100 degrees outside. After a week, I did see her with a man who was kissing her in her front garden, but he seemed like a boyfriend, not a customer. And nothing else she did made sense either. For example, she'd time her walks to always appear at the school bus stop at around 3:15 p.m., always staring at the high school girls walking home, never the boys. I was so curious that my brain was itchy with questions. Questions I thought would never be answered. Until one evening in July, when I was walking my golden Labrador Marley at around 9 p.m., my phone was dead, and I thought cutting through the truck stop would be faster than going around. Stupid, I know. Well, I was halfway through when a man stepped out from between two semis. He was 40, wearing a flannel shirt, looked like someone's dad. "Hey, sweetheart, are you lost?" "Just passing through," I said, trying to walk faster. "Where are you headed? I can give you a ride." Another man appeared from the other side. He was slightly younger with a baseball cap. They were closing in casually, like it was perfectly normal. "My dad's picking me up right there," I lied, pointing vaguely ahead. "That's funny," baseball cap said, "because I don't see any cars waiting." They were steering me toward a truck with no company logo. Suddenly, the woman appeared. "Liam!" she slurred, looking convincingly inebriated. "You promised to wait for me, baby." She draped herself over flannel shirt, who I guess was Liam. "Get lost!" he snarled, trying to shake her off while maintaining his grip on me. She wailed louder, then accidentally vomited all over his shoes. Real vomit. The smell was awful. He let go of me in disgust, and she immediately stumbled between us. She squeezed my hand so hard it left marks. I knew it was a sign to run. Baseball cap tried to grab me, but she drunkenly fell into him too. I ran all the way home, Marley barely keeping up. As soon as my parents woke up the next morning, I told them everything. "Mom, last night something happened." "Oh, trust me, I heard all about it." Her tone was angry. "Mrs. Tarika saw you with that W word. Do you have any idea how dangerous she is?" I tried to explain about the men, the modified truck, the lock on the outside, but Dad cut me off. "She's been harassing drivers for weeks, making false accusations. You're lucky they're not pressing charges against you for being involved." Mom called her therapist friend Dr. Reyes, putting him on speaker. "This is textbook predator behavior," Dr. Reyes explained. "They create fake danger, then save you. Classic trauma bonding." By dinner, they'd convinced themselves I'd almost been recruited by the woman. They talked until my memory felt unreliable. Maybe I'd imagined the lock, maybe those men were just tired truckers, but there was one thing I couldn't forget, and that was the bruises that her grip left on my hand. 5 perfect marks of desperation. A week later, I woke up to shouting outside. It was 2 a.m., and through my window I could see a crowd gathered in front of her house. "We know what you are!" someone yelled. She stood on her porch, arms crossed, saying nothing. Someone else threw a rock that shattered her front window. "Kitty Fiddler!" Mrs. Tarika screamed. "Getting our daughters involved in your sick games! Those truckers told us everything!" Another voice shouted. "How you lure girls to them!" I watched the woman's face, expecting anger or fear, but she just looked tired, like she'd been through this before. That's when I saw him, baseball cap, standing at the edge of the crowd, recording everything on his phone. Nobody noticed him but her. Their eyes met for a second, and I saw her jaw clench. The next morning, when I went to bring Marley inside from the front garden, I noticed a piece of paper on the inside of his collar. It read, "Thursday night trucks transport missing teens across state lines. The other cops take bribes. Agent Williams at the FBI field office will believe you." Full story on channel, link below.